On the faraway desert planet of Tatooine, young Anakin Skywalker did not have an easy life. Sandstorms often battered his little home, and he and his mother were forced to work as slaves for an unkind master named Watto. Hurry up, boy, Watto yelled at Anakin day in and day out. You're never fast enough. Anakin tried to please Watto by working hard in his junk shop, but no matter how hard Anakin worked, it was never enough for his master. Although Anakin's life was difficult, he never felt sad. He spent his free time in his bedroom workshop, busy building droids and gadgets and dreaming of his future. Someday I'm going to be free, Anakin told his mother one night. Free to fly off to the stars, free to become anything I want, even a Jedi Knight. Good night, Master Anakin. Go to sleep, his mother said, but she secretly hoped her son was right. The life of a slave was not a happy one, and more than anything else in the universe, Shmi Skywalker wanted her son to be happy. One day, some strangers came into Watto's junk shop. There was a tall man, an alien, a squat little R2 droid, and the most beautiful girl Anakin had ever seen. This outlander ship is damaged, Watto snapped at Anakin. He needs hyperdrive parts. Watch the shop while we're out back. Anakin stared at the girl. Are you an angel? He asked her. I'm no angel, said the girl with a laugh. I am Padme, from the planet Naboo. Who are you? Anakin Skywalker. Watto is my master. He won me and my mother by betting on the pod races. You're a slave? Padme asked. I'm a person, Anakin said firmly, wanting his freedom more than ever. And I'm a pilot. One day I'm gonna fly to the stars. When Watto returned, he was yelling at the tall man. Your money is worthless here. You have nothing to trade with. Come back when you do. Anakin watched Padme leave with her friends. I must help her, he decided, and turned to Watto. May I go home? He asked. A sandstorm is coming. Yes, Watto said, but you won't beat it. You're never fast enough. Anakin ran to the Mos Espa marketplace and found Padme and her friends. You'll need shelter from the sandstorm, he told them. Come home with me. On the way, Anakin spied something hidden under the tall Outlander's robes. A lightsaber. Only Jedi carry those. The man was a Jedi Knight. I am Qui-Gon Jinn, the Jedi told Anakin and his mother at dinner that night. We are on a mission to help the people of Naboo, but our starship has broken down. We must get those parts from Watto. I am Qui-Gon Jinn, the Jedi told Anakin and his mother at dinner that night. We are on a mission to help the people of Naboo, but our starship has broken down. We must get those hyperdrive parts from Watto. You can win them from him, Anakin said. Watto always bets on the pod races, and there's a big race tomorrow. I've just built a pod. I can race it for you. Shmi did not want Anakin to race. It's too dangerous, she told him. But Mom, we have to help them, Anakin insisted. You always say the biggest problem in the universe is that no one helps each other. Knowing her son was right, Shmi agreed. So when the sandstorm ended, Anakin prepared his pod for the race, while Qui-Gon made his bets with Watto. The next day, Anakin brought his pod racer to the huge arena. At the starting line, he saw many strange-looking alien racers. They came from all over the galaxy, from distant planets and far-flung moons. Next to Anakin was Sebulba, a Dug from the planet Melistaire. You won't win, slave scum, spat Sebulba. Ciao basso, exclaimed Jabba the Hutt, welcoming the crowd. Let the challenge begin. As Anakin climbed into his pod racer, he heard Watto's voice cackling in the crowd stands. The boy will never win. He's not fast enough. For a moment, the words made Anakin feel bad, but then he felt a strong touch on his shoulder. It was the hand of Qui-Gon Jinn. Remember, Anakin, concentrate on the moment, said the Jedi Master. May the Force be with you. Anakin flipped down his goggles. I'm ready, he thought as he started his rocket engines and waited for the signal. But when the light turned green, his engine sputtered to an embarrassing stop. Anakin froze, and all around him the other racers were surging forward. Mighty blasters! What do I do? He cried in a panic. Then the Jedi's words came back to him. Concentrate on the moment. Closing his eyes, Anakin did just that. He pushed aside his panic and thought only of his starting engines. This time, when they rumbled to fiery life, they didn't stall. The crowd cheered as Anakin roared off. Anakin sped over the flats. Ahead, the other racers were mere dots in the distance. He pushed the thruster bar as far as it would go. Soon he was flying faster than the desert wind and gaining on his opponents. "This is so great," Anakin exclaimed. "These are the mightiest engines I've ever built." As the track curved around a huge rock formation, Anakin pulled ahead of the other racers. "Catch me if you can," he thought. But Anakin saw that there was one more racer to catch. Sebulba, Ugly Doug, was still far ahead of him. Lap after lap, Anakin slowly gained on Sebulba. But the Doug was tricky and would not let him pass. When Anakin swung left, Sebulba swung left. When Anakin zoomed right, Sebulba zoomed right. How do I get around Sebulba's pod? Anakin wondered. Then an idea came to him. I'll trick the trickster. Anakin pretended to swing left, but as Sebulba swung left to block him, Anakin quickly zoomed right and sped forward. When Sebulba saw that he had been tricked, he became so angry that he swerved his pod racer right into Anakin's. Now the two pods were hooked together. Again and again, Sebulba slammed into Anakin's pod, until finally, Sebulba slammed one too many times. Anakin's pod broke free and shot forward, right across the finish line. Sebulba shrieked in a fury as Anakin won the race, whooping with joy. Anakin waved to his mother, Qui-Gon, and Padme. They spotted his angry master in the grandstands. He couldn't help shouting, "Hey, Watto, I was never fast enough for you, but today I was fast enough to win." Soon after the race, Qui-Gon took Anakin's side. "You've won more than just the race in my hyperdrive parts. You've won your freedom," he told him. "You were part of the bet I made with Watto. Now you may come with me. If the Jedi Council agrees, then you'll be trained as a Jedi Knight." "Anakin, isn't that wonderful?" his mother exclaimed. Anakin was happy for a moment. Then he asked Qui-Gon, "What about my mom? Is she coming too?" Qui-Gon shook his head. "Watto would not let me gamble for both of his slaves. Only one. Only you." "Mom, I don't want to leave you," Anakin cried. "I love you." "I love you too," said Shmi. "But it's time now for you to take a step away from me and towards all the wonderful things you've dreamed about. You're free now. Free to go to the stars and become a Jedi. Free to find what will make you happy. And if you're happy, then I'll be happy too." "I will become a Jedi," Anakin told his mother, "and someday I will come back and free you. I promise." As he followed Qui-Gon and Padme back to their ship, Anakin tried to be brave. He vowed to make his mother proud of him. The Naboo ship took off, and Anakin was soon flying faster than any pod he'd ever raced. "You see," he said to Padme, his eyes looking ahead, "I did make it to the stars."